Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 people with real superpowers. We're used to seeing superpowers in Hollywood movies, but these are a few people that have superpowers in real life, and I guarantee this video will blow you away. So be sure to like the video and subscribe, and comment I subscribed and I'll try to reply. So, coming in at number 10, we have Magnet Boy. In 2014, a boy named Nikolai Kryachly-Akshenko was discovered in Russia. His superpower? Being magnetic. This 12-year-old boy can stick metal objects to his body, hands, and head. He mainly sticks metal coins and spoons onto himself, but there appears to be no weight limit to what Nikolai's body can hold. He developed it after being knocked unconscious by a massive electric shock after walking home, caused by him leaning on a lamppost that was live from a faulty wire. Ever since then, he's been a real-life X-Men character with magnetic abilities. Next up, we have Instant Creative. Meet Tommy McHugh. This man was once a hardened criminal, known for drunken behavior and attacking random people in the street. However, in 2012, he was sitting on the toilet when he felt an explosion in his head that almost knocked him unconscious. After talking to a doctor, he found that he had suffered from a Sabara hemorrhage, which is a stroke caused by bleeding in and around the brain. After this, the 51-year-old tough guy said that his head was full of rhymes, images, and pictures. He began to write poetry and paint and draw obsessively for up to 19 hours a day, despite never being artistic before. Doctors suspect that the reason why he began being so creative is due to the blood trapped in the frontal lobes of his brain due to his hemorrhage. The frontal lobes are responsible for abstract thought and creativity in your brain. This is one superpower that I'm sure many aspiring artists would love to have. Next up, we have Instant Musician. In 2013, Derek Amato was labelled a musical genius. Many would work for years to achieve this kind of status, but Derek managed it overnight. He was diving in a shallow swimming pool and hit his head, causing him to have a concussion. He said that after he woke back up, every time he shut his eyes, he saw black and white keys moving from left to right, much like a piano. He was able to visualize these keys and became able to play amazing piano music instantly. I wonder if Beethoven also got a concussion. That would explain a lot. Next up, we have heat energy. Herbert Benson, a scientist from Harvard University, has been studying a group of Tibetan monks for over 20 years. The reason why? They can control the heat in their fingers. They perform an exercise known as Tum Mo. This allows them to increase the temperature of heat in their fingers by 19 degrees. It's suspected that these monks use this meditation to be able to control some areas of their body heat. Scientists have also speculated that in the future, the monks will be able to teach these skills to astronauts. This will allow them to travel to cold planets in outer space and survive there. Don't be surprised if you see space monks in the next few years. Next up, we have superhuman strength. We likely all know someone who is strong. Well, 35-year-old Brian Shaw from America is officially the strongest man in the world. He's 6 foot and 8 inches tall and weighs about 400 pounds. He eats over $20,000 worth of food every year. This includes a gallon of milk a day and around 9,000 calories worth of food every single day. He's obsessed with fitness and pumping iron in the gym, but he claims that eating is his main job. He eats for most hours of the day, so it's amazing he even has time to fit in training between his meals. Next up, we have echolocation. Ben Underwood was born with cancer, tragically causing him to lose his vision at the age of 2. But he was able to learn how to make clicking sounds with his mouth and listen to the echoes. This allowed him to get around and even do activities such as hiking and riding bikes without eyesight. The technique is called echolocation, and it's what bats use to get around at night. His amazing talent and determination to live a normal life despite his disability gained him a lot of media attention. And in 2008, he was invited to appear on the Oprah Winfrey Show to discuss his amazing superhuman ability. In 2009, Ben sadly passed away in his California home, but his legacy lives on due to his amazing superpower. Next up, we have Mr. Eat Everything. This French man named Michael Letito was given the nickname Monsieur Mange Tout, meaning Mr. Eat Everything. He was known for eating bizarre things, but I don't mean food. Over the course of about 40 years, he ate 18 bicycles, 16 shopping carts, 7 televisions, 6 chandeliers, 2 beds, a pair of skis, a coffin, and an airplane. Despite consuming materials such as metal, glass, and rubber, he suffered no ill effects. Doctors investigated and found that he had an incredibly durable body that allowed these materials to pass through him safely. He died of natural causes 11 days after his 51st birthday. Unusually, despite being able to eat all of these things, he claimed he couldn't eat bananas or eggs as they made him throw up. Next up we have instant game designer. If you ask kids what they want to be when they grow up, a lot will say a video game designer. Many video game designers have to be acclaimed and work for years to perfect their art. Well, the story of Ken Walters is a little different. He had a stroke in 2004 due to stress. While he was recovering in hospital, he couldn't speak for a period of time. While this was going on, he used a notepad to communicate, when suddenly he had an uncontrollable urge to start doodling despite never wanting to before. He would then obsessively draw from 2 AM to 7 PM every day. He began to publish his art of sci-fi characters when suddenly developers for the game Second Life saw his work. They then recruited him to help design their game that has since sold millions of copies. Ken is now an overnight successful artist thanks to his stroke. Next up we have instant geometer. In 2014, two men jumped Jason Paget outside of a local karaoke bar. He was left with PTSD and a concussion that put him in a critical condition. When he woke up, he began seeing geometric shapes everywhere he went. He became a recluse because of the visions he was having and didn't leave his home for 2 years. That was until, as a form of therapy, he began to draw the geometric shapes he saw. One mathematician saw his drawings and identified them as fractals. Fractals are mathematical sets that show a repeating pattern. Jason then became a mathematical and geometric genius, despite not using math for years after being terrible at math in school. He is the only person in the world that can hand draw fractals. His concussion triggered a part of his brain that affects the object boundary formation, allowing him to see what others can't. Next up, we have instant pianist. In 2007, Dr. Tony Siorica was speaking to his mother on a payphone when he was struck by lightning. He momentarily passed away, but was revived by medics. A few days later, he had a sudden urge to listen to piano music despite not liking it before and having never played a piano. He began to hear melodies in his head and played them on a piano, and despite him never playing before, he was amazing. His doctors were baffled, but say it's likely a result of his accident. And that just about wraps up this video. Check out the poll in the top right corner and you can vote for the most amazing superhuman. Well, as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe.